Now, you can't tell me that the same amount of coverage is being given to the Democrats, Juan, in this controversy within the party that the John McCain, Rush Limbaugh conservative deal was. You can't say that, can you?
No, but wait a minute. Stop the show. You know, wait, hold on. What are these personal situations that Washington Post people have?
They're using their magazines and their book review to smear people in very, very ridiculous and unprofessional ways. And Mr. Downey better knock it off, or we're going to have to start to take a look at him and his people.
Are they going after you? Who are they going after, Bill?
They go after me sometimes. Other people they don't like. They use their publications to sanction personal attacks, Juan. And I just had to basically say to Mr. Downey, if it continues, he himself and other people will have to be subject to the same scrutiny. Fair?
Well, it would be. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. I was curious in hearing that in the talking points because I know you're a serious guy.
I am a serious guy.
I figured I'd ask you.
I'm serious as a heart attack, as Kinky Friedman might say.
Check it out.
If the Washington Post keeps it up, they're going to be some pretty interesting things being reported on them. Go ahead.
All right. Well, the first thing to say is you're right. There's a clear imbalance here, and I think part of the reason is that we have this long time right now between what happened in Ohio and Texas and what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. And so as a result, there's this kind of nitpicking going on back and forth. And unfortunately, I think you're right on this. There are a lot of people who would prefer not to pay attention and not to point out how the Democrats are trying to eat their young and attack each other, claw each other to death. I will say the New Republic does have it on their cover this week, Bill. That's a very liberal publication.
Look, with the New Republic, nobody reads that. Come on, Juan. I'm talking about the big boys. You're not going to see it anywhere. Well, look, when you have a sitting former president of the United States, now I don't know whether Bill Clinton meant that or not, but he's a smart guy. Saying, oh, well, you know, I mean, you got two people who love their country, Hillary and John McCain. And then McPeak comes out and says he's McCarthy. This is big. This is big. Come on.
This is sick. And you know what's sick about it, really, is that it's now come down to if you criticize Clinton, Mrs. Clinton, Hillary Clinton, you're a sexist. If you criticize Barack Obama, you're a racist.
Well, un-American?
He doesn't like right inside the very heart of the Democratic Party.
Kinky, what do you think?
Well, I think Juan Williams is the ideal candidate, actually. If we could run Juan down here in Texas, Juan, I'm telling you, he will appeal to the African Americans. He will appeal to the Hispanics because his name is Juan. And I'll put a cowboy hat on his head, put him in a pickup truck with a God Bless John Wayne bumper sticker. We could run Juan for God, and he would win down here.
He's got too many skeletons in his closet, though, King.
Well, hold it. That's right.
It's just too much.
We can count on the Washington Post to expose it.
Look.
I want him my lieutenant governor. All right.
The folks here in America, all right, they like the spectacle, let's be honest. They like the mud flying back and forth. It's exciting. And now, the legitimate story about McCain and Rush Limbaugh and right-wing commentators all over the place. Couldn't get away from it. Now you've got, as Juan very aptly put, clawing, Kinky. You can't find a story.
Bill, this bit about calling Bill Richardson Judas, I mean, that's why Jesus said after the Last Supper, separate checks, please. I'm telling you, I'm a cowboy Cassandra here at the Battle of Troy. I see the end coming for the Democrats if they don't get this together, because she is going to ring his bell in Pennsylvania. And if they don't fix this thing, and I'm not talking about Hillary or Obama, I'm talking about whatever is supposed to be the Democratic Party leadership, better step in here and do something.
There is no leadership in the Democratic Party. There's
no, we're going to have a...
Howard Dean is the biggest smear merchant on the block, and he's in charge of the committee. Look, there isn't any. That's the fascinating thing about this, Juan. You're a Democrat. The whole Democratic Party structure has fallen apart here because there's no dominant force. It's the Clintons versus Obama, and there's, you know, Obama's ahead, but just by a little. And now with this right controversy, the Clintons sense, hey, he may be done in the general election. Wham! So Kinky wants somebody to step in. There's nobody to step in. Is there?
Well, there isn't. Well, I mean, if you think about it for a second, you know, John Edwards is still on the sidelines in terms of his endorsement. Obviously, Al Gore isn't there. Al Gore would be a major player if he was to step to the forefront. But none of these folks are acting as elders of the party because, to pick up on the Judas analogy, think about this. Ted Kennedy, Chris Dodd, Bill Bradley, they've all gone away from the Clintons. I think they have been living for a long time with a lot of anger at the Clintons and realizing the Clintons know how to fight.
So it's a free-for-all
now. About payback, and they were afraid
absolute free-for-all.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But you know what? I think the GOP was going to do this to Clinton or to Obama come the fall anyway. So they're just getting it out of the way now.
All right, Kinky, real quick. Do folks care about this mudslinging, in your opinion?
Yeah, sure. It's turning everybody off. And I mean, Obama has a beautiful message bill, which I relate to very much. Get rid of all these, career politicians. Get rid of politics as usual. I love that. But I think the pastor disaster has not helped. And
the pastor
disaster. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, guys.
But it don't look good.
Well, you'll be back next week to tell us. And